YouTube has rolled out a number of really useful features aimed at helping creators win on the platform.
And the one that made us decide to do a collab video was the actual collaboration feature.
That's right. Added in the settings for each video is an option to add a collaborator. You can do this with a colleague like we're doing today, or you can collab between your new channel and an existing channel. This one feature helped to 10x the views on a video for my newer channel.
But there are some pitfalls to avoid.
We'll share the step-by-step process along with our advice in the full video. Let's dive in. Well, first of all, I want to say a word of welcome to Tracy. Tracy, how are you doing today?
Great, thank you. Good to be here. Thanks very much for having me on.
I'm excited that we're going to collab on this together. Tracy and I have been working together for some years now, and she's got a phenomenal channel. And I want to say what's up to all the people on her channel as well.
Hi, crafty friends.
That's right. I think one of the things you'll know that we're not only showing you how to do this, utilize this new feature, but we are using this new feature on this video. And so this video will be put on both my channel and her channel, collaborating from my channel to her channel, and we'll share why and how and when it's best to do that and which channel to select. A lot of features to cover, but we're going to dive right in. And the first thing we want to talk about is the process, right? We want to showcase the actual feature itself and how it is to be used in the system. And so I think the first thing to do, Tracy, is once you're on your dashboard, right?
You want me on my dashboard? Yeah, I can do that.
Well, yeah. So here I'm on my dashboard, and then we would just go into, I'm going to go into, I think it's content. And from content, I'm going to just select a video. And so one of the videos that we want to collaborate on is a previously live video. I want to make this note here that unfortunately you are unable to collaborate before a live video is done, but you can collaborate on a live video that is already completed. So after your live stream is completed, you have, this is one here, you have the features to be able to go through. Scroll down to where it says brands, altered content. Right underneath there, you'll see collaboration, and you can select invite a collaborator. And in this case, I'm going to just search for Tracy. Which channel am I searching for?
Go for my little channel. I think that's more relevant to this one. It's called YouTube for Grown-ups. And don't forget, everyone, you can, when you upload a normal video, not a live, just a regular video, you can do this collaboration thing. You can set that up straight away.
Straight away.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's what we're going to do.
You have to wait until it's processed and gone in.
Exactly. And that's exactly what we're going to do on this video that we're recording today. So here I've just pulled up her channel. I want to make a couple of things clear here. You get to decide whether or not this person, your collaborator, is going to be able to see the revenue information from this video. I'm going to actually turn that on. But you get to decide that. So that's something, one of the points that you might want to think about as you are wanting to implement this feature. And especially for me, when I integrate or collaborate with my own channel, smaller channel to my larger channel, I, of course, don't mind the analytics being shared across the two. And so then I create this link. And I got to tell you, I thought we were done when we did this. And that's one of the reasons why some people have been kind of tripped up. And again, one of the reasons why we wanted to do this video. I'm clicking copy link, and I'm going to send that link over to Tracy in the chat right now. But I still have to go and click share. And once I click share, I can click close. And now you also need to click save. If you don't click save, it's actually not quite done. So clicking save activates the link that Tracy has. And so now I'm going to go over to Tracy's screen. So Tracy, you have that link?
I do.
All right. So she's got that link.
There it comes, and there it is. You got it?
There it is. Collaboration request, and she can accept it.
Just a little point here, Kirk. You know, you're saying about showing the statistics, the analytics. to whoever you collaborated with. I'm finding that useful for if I've got a sponsor.
Oh, yes.
I get
That's a great
provided
use case.
items to show off on my channel, and I'm now able to say to them, would you, if they want to know how it's going, how many views I've got, I can just say, well, actually, I can share the analytics with you.
That's it. And
And you can send that on afterwards as well, by the way.
exactly. Most brands do have a channel of some sort. So, I mean, everybody has a YouTube channel at this point. And so it does really help to be able to share that with them. But you've seen both sides, and it was fairly simple. We did that just in a matter of minutes. I was able to go through, find the collaborators section on that particular video, go through those steps, make sure you actually click share, copy the link, and then save it. Once it's saved, it activates the link, and you can send that over to your collaborator or to yourself, if you're depending on what you're doing, or to a brand, as Tracy has shared. And I think that is a really cool use case. And then they can use that to accept it. And then they can see, as you can see, it's now showing up in the list under collaborations. Now, inside the studio, we have this collaborations list, but the other thing that we want to showcase real quick is that you do have to add this section to your YouTube home screen, I should say, to your YouTube home screen. And so one of the ways that you can do that is by going to, let me start over, right? So if I'm at my dashboard, you want to go down to where it says customization. And I know that that's right underneath me, so I'm going to scroll it down a little bit. But you want to go down to it says customization right here. And when you click that, you're in a section that now has your channel customization. You have your profile and home tab. And this is where you can change your profile picture and your banner. But you want to go to the home tab, select that. And then under the home tab, you want to be able to go and click to add a section. Now on my home tab, I have a number of playlists and so on, but I would want to add a section for collaborations. And you can see that that's there, collaborations. When I add that, it will add that collaborations there. Now it's at the very bottom. You may not want it there. You may want to pull it up above your, whatever, just depending on where you want it to be. You can actually pull it or move it around, and then you would hit publish once you're done. And then on YouTube, right? So this is my actual YouTube channel. You can go down and scroll to, well, first of all, if you go to the YouTube channel, sometimes you may not get to the home. Sometimes you might get to the For You page or maybe just videos. But if you click on home, then you'll be able to scroll down and see that I have my collaborations already here. So Tracy, do you want to show that on your side?
Yeah, I'm just thinking that might be
Yep.
better to show you on the craft channel.
Though, yeah. So I think since we just did the collaboration, you just accepted that collaboration on this one. Let's just showcase that process of adding, of showing that there as well.
Okay. It's just,
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah.
It's auto plays. But what you should end up with in your videos tab and your playlists, so they will appear in your.
We're seeing channel dashboard monetized in. That's the yep. So that's what we're. Yep. There we go. I see your mouse now. Perfect. So
I just went to my channel from there, and it must be on a different screen for you, mustn't it?
I see.
Let me just share this one. Hang on
a
minute. But what it does, yeah. Hang on a minute.
But you can definitely go here, I think, to collaborations in your section.
In the content.
Right. You can go to collaborations and you'll see it there. And then I think from here, probably you can just click, because I think this is the screen we're seeing. So if you just click on your channel from here on this particular page, so that it'll, or better yet, you can click on customize from here.
It opens it in a new tab if I click on the video.
No. I mean, customize to customize this.
Customize. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got the home tab. Right.
There's my home tab. And yeah, I've already added the section. And as you can see at the moment,
we can see that there.
My featured videos, and then the first tab, because this channel, when it gets up and running, is going to be mostly collaborations.
Nice.
So I've got that my first my first one on my channel.
Yeah, and you can see right there on her screen that the collaboration that we sent her is there and it's available, and that is viewable on her channel as well. But I do want to kind of talk through one or two things here that people will need to kind of consider when you are using this in that way. YouTube is, well, YouTube has, they've said that they don't necessarily push it out anymore, right? But what they will start to do is they'll start to look at the viewers that you're from the channel that you're collaborating with, and it'll give them a better picture of who might want to watch your channel. So the critical piece here is to collaborate from larger channel to smaller channel, but there's got to be an overlap of your audience, right? So definitely want to
Yeah.
make sure that there is a good, sizable, if not, almost the same, like you're serving the same audience or the same avatar, the same target profile, because that will help YouTube, especially for these newer channels, smaller
Mm.
channels. It helps YouTube learn who to put your content in front of a lot quicker. Anything you wanted to add on that, Tracy?
No, just to say that to echo what you're saying there, really,
Yeah.
you'll see that there's a couple of videos from this lady, Bev, down
Mm,
here. She's a fellow over 50-year-old doing YouTube. So we
right.
have got an overlapping audience. Same with the Magnet Fisherman, which is this last one in that collab list there. They have, again, big audience, very big audience actually they've got. They're mostly grown-ups doing YouTube. Um,
Nice.
this lady here, Jessica, the 34-minute one that you can see, she's a fellow resin artist. So again, there's that overlap. We've got
That
a synergy.
overlap.
Yeah,
and and
yeah.
and for the it's yeah, for the channel that is smaller, sometimes you can collaborate from the smaller channel to the larger channel, but there's got to be this
Yeah,
overlap. There's got to be an
absolutely.
overlap in terms of the audience that you're wanting to serve. One of the things I did want to showcase here real quick is for one of my channels, for the smaller channel, I should say, I was able to collaborate on a video with a guest. So you can see here, this is 149 subscribers. So this is a smaller channel. I was able to collaborate with a guest who has 50,000 subscribers. So I want to just kind of showcase. So we had been doing, you can see here, these are the views. And this is, I want to be clear for those of you who are starting out, we go through this process as well. We're nearing 12,000 subscribers on this channel that you're watching this on. But on this new channel, my podcast channel, we're growing that channel as well. And so, yeah, 103, 134, 176, 115. And I think these are good views, but of course, these are smaller views. We would want things to be in the thousands. But if you just look at that trend, anywhere from, this one was almost a little bit of an outlier as well, just because of the guests that we had on and everything that kind of converged around that particular video. And doing that deep dive sometimes is really critical to understand what happened. But as you go through here, 123, 111, 103, now we have one that's at 1,309. And so that's easily 10x what I was average getting on videos. And I can directly attribute this to this feature. This is the first video that I was able to collaborate before the video launched. So we were able to collaborate with the guest's channel, and it put it before their audience, and their audience consumed it. They started commenting, and we have seen an uptick in our views on videos since we released that one with the collab feature. So definitely something to think about there
It is.
in terms of case study. What about you, Tracy?
Yeah, just a little point to add to that. Whilst ideally you do want to add this collaboration when you upload your video, or if it's a live, immediately after the live
Absolutely.
has been out as a live and is processing and is going to go on to replay. You can still add them afterwards. Now, the one with the Magnet Fisherman that you may have seen on my screen just then, it's got 800 odd views. I added the collaboration in afterwards. That's the
Hmm.
one. Can you see down here? That's this one on the
Right.
right. I added the collaboration in afterwards, and it still had an impact. The
Oh, wow.
views on that one, the views on that one doubled within a matter of a couple of days. So you
Can
can
you go
add
back
it.
to the video or the
Yeah,
videos
you just go
tab?
back into the video, you go back to the video details, scroll on down and
Hmm.
tick the box and send the invite. And because
Yeah,
it's so new, you then have to spend a few minutes explaining it to the people you've sent the
you
invite to.
do. You do.
It's
I
all a
will say
learning
I have gone
curve.
back on all of my
Very
podcast episodes and
mm,
collaborated on all of them with my larger channel because
yeah,
it's very much a subset. There's a huge overlap in terms of those audiences. And that's another great point that I don't think we shared earlier. You can collaborate on with multiple creators on these videos. So if I go into this video here, let's go back to the screen here real quick, and go down to where the collaboration feature is. It'll show you that it's not just one collaborator. So this is the channel for the guest, and this is the channel for my main channel. So I can actually collaborate with more. So if you have, a number
maximum
of
maximum
people.
5, I think. Hmm.
Absolutely. Oh, it's a maximum of 5. Yes,
Yeah,
perfect.
I think so.
So
I think so.
if you have more than, if you have a co-host like me, and then you have another channel that you're wanting to collaborate with, and you have a guest, you can collaborate with all of them. And I know, Tracy, you've actually done collaborations with what, 3 or 4 other creators on some
Yeah,
videos, correct? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think 3 is the most I've done so far, but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the maximum's 5. I think once
Yeah.
it goes beyond that, it could get a bit out of hand, couldn't it? But in the crafting world, which is where my main channel, the one with it's heading for 26,000 subscribers, that one, we sometimes collaborate. I think last Halloween there was 70
Oh, wow.
collaborators. So what I would suggest is if you end up in a mass collaboration, collaborate with the 5 biggest channels
Biggest.
in that
Yes.
collaboration,
Yeah.
because then your video would get pushed out in front of their audiences. So that's
The
where, as a smaller channel, you're going to get the best benefit. So
and
I'm
this
telling
is
everyone to do that.
This is great. And I think this is where we wanted to kind of, our last section of this video today is talking about the pitfalls and some of the things
Mm,
to think about and avoid. And I think I want to piggyback on what you just said right there. If you're in a
mm,
massive collaboration with multiple creators, 2
yeah,
criteria, of course, you in terms of picking which 5 you want to collaborate with is what Tracy said. I love that in terms of picking the largest, but also you want to pick the channels that have the most overlap with your audience.
definitely.
I
Yeah,
think the thing that to avoid here, and this is a major point I want to share. If you use this feature indiscriminate, right, you could actually confuse the algorithm so that it doesn't really know who's the best person to put your videos in front of. And that's what we want to talk about in terms of the pitfalls and things to avoid. You want to be very mindful of how you're using this feature, be mindful of how the algorithm is going to interpret, or better yet, build that profile of the person that will most likely watch your videos, and so that they can use that profile to be able to suggest it to others. But you don't want to confuse that by just collaborating, without with any regard or any intentionality around who it is you're collaborating with. Just because they're a big channel, sometimes there may not be much overlap, and it may not make sense to collaborate in those instances.
I think you have to stop and think ultimately which of these people I'm collaborating with, which of their audiences is most likely to be interested in my stuff. Because
Absolutely.
if it ends up in front of the wrong people, for example, my resin crafts, if they end up in front of somebody who likes carving wood with a chainsaw, the chances are that's a thing, that is, and the chances are somebody watching one of my resin videos will go, "Ooh, glitter," and just switch straight
And switch
off.
to something else. Yeah.
So
And
looking for somebody who's, it's not just an overlapping topic,
mhm.
but one that there's a genuine synergy with. So stop and think: is their audience likely to like your stuff, and vice versa? They're the ones to put down as the collaborations.
That's so good. And I will say that, the thing I've heard about this, so many people have shared on this feature, but some of the things that we're sharing, I have not heard them really go into details on. And the one other particular point I wanted to share here also is, when for those channels, a good one of my coaching clients has a channel where for his podcast, and then he has another channel for clips from that podcast. So his podcast channel is doing very well. He didn't want to do shorts and shorter videos on the same channel. That's a whole strategy that people are employing on YouTube currently. So he created another channel, which is great, but his collaborations got that other channel up and running very quickly because it's the same audience, especially as you collaborate between your own channels. It's the same audience unless you have something wildly different, um, there's Pat Flynn has a channel that of course is on, content and creation, but then he's got his channel with his son, which is on Pokemon. And, so there's no overlap there. And you want to
Yeah,
be very mindful about, okay, just because I have this channel that's doing well and I have this other channel I'm trying to grow, you don't want to collaborate between the two because those audiences are wildly different. So definitely keep
no,
that in mind. And
yeah.
again, you're seeing this collaboration feature live and in use today with this video. And so one of the things we wanted to say is, of course, for those that are watching, leave a comment below. Let us know for both channels, right, Tracy? I mean, you're going to be able to see those comments too.
Yeah, so we can collaborate on the comments as well. I think another
Right.
little pitfall, and this is the tiniest little pitfall,
Sure.
it's a slightly less positive rather than a pitfall, let's say, and that is forgetting to put the collaboration in at outset. Because as I said earlier,
Very true.
you can add the collaboration in afterwards, and I've had, well, we both have, haven't we? Very good results by adding that collaboration in after
Ahead.
the
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
But the ones where you do it at the start, when you do that very first upload, by far the best results. So little pitfall there, minor
Yeah.
pitfall, but it is there, is
Minor,
forgetting
but
to
something
put
to.
it out there.
I'm so glad we got that into the video as
Yeah,
well, because that is, I
yeah,
have definitely seen that difference between
big
collaborating
difference.
after the fact and then
Yeah, it's
collaborating. As we had a guest on who had millions of subscribers, but we didn't get that. We didn't launch that video with the collaboration in place. But I will say,
mm,
it was almost a blessing in disguise because the more I think about it, her channel with the millions of subscribers is totally different audience than mine. And
ah,
so that would probably have confused the algorithm. And so she actually has not accepted the collaboration request, probably
mhm.
just because she's just, with millions of subscribers, she's really, really busy. But you have to be thinking about that. You got to be thinking about who's the best person to collaborate with. Are they serving the same niche as I am? Or is there, even if there's a bit of a cross, can we really hone in on who that cross section is for
Yeah.
and make this collaboration make sense? So it's
And
almost a whole nother mindset of thinking around what we want to do with these types of collaboration features in YouTube videos.
it is, and with in mind the fact that we're going to get the best benefit by putting it in there right at outset, I would
Right.
suggest even when we're talking to whoever we're going to collaborate with, discuss it with them right at outset.
Yeah.
Say, this is a
Yep.
great new feature. We ought to do this too. I think it'll help both of us. And yeah,
Absolutely.
get the groundwork done before you even start. And then it's just easy and it'll go so smoothly. You'll just send them the link. They'll go, oh, yes, that's that thing they were talking about. And they'll just do it. Great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, family, we want to say a word of thanks to all of you for hanging out with us for this video today. It has been absolutely amazing. Again, like I said before, leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Be sure to tag Tracy or tag myself so that we can engage with you as well. And we will see you around these internet streets or in the next one. Grace and peace.